Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northern Lion Plays The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I have accidentally clicked on Twitter. Oh no, it seems I'm going to spend the next hour tweeting instead of playing this episode. No, that's not true. We're in a random... Look at this! I mean, a 10-win streak is nothing to sneeze at, but I do feel a little bit... Oh no, not the loss of Azazel. I can live with it. Azazel, we haven't played Azazel in a little while, ever since we told him to fuck off when we got him too many times in a row. EP7B, baby, 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 DVFJ, baby, baby, baby. Alright, it sort of works. Yeah, despite having a 10-win streak, I find myself, I wouldn't necessarily say feeling disappointed, but feeling like a little bit... like I haven't gotten the one thing that I wanted, which was raw liver. Oh man, Halo of Flies is actually pretty sweet. We're still gonna keep an eye out for it. Many people have suggested things like, you know, start with Isaac, you start with a bomb, use the bomb on the room right next to you to see if it's a secret room, and if it doesn't have raw liver, then re-roll it, and if it still doesn't have raw liver, then hold R and start over again. At this point, I don't want to do that stuff. I've already done the hard part with the... you know, beating the Lost without holding R, getting Super Meat Boy without just being Cain and waiting to get an item room that is Book of Revelations right next to your starting Origin room. So, and not using Eden and just starting with a QM in Book of Revelations. So I feel like I'd like to just finish the game my way, Frank Sinatra style, if you don't mind. It might take a little bit longer. I don't know if it's worth it. Man, we've been fighting the Haunt right off the bat pretty early. A lot of the time here, but as Azazel, that's not really that big of a problem because of the high damage and the piercing shots, effectively, that you get from the little brimstone. It's not really little brimstone, but you know what I mean. And that is probably the fastest I've killed the Haunt in recent memory, for sure. Unfortunately, no bomb here on the secret room, so we're just going to be leaving and heading down to the next floor. What was that, like a 45-second long first floor? It was really short and really, really easy. We're at a minute 20. Well, I'm hoping to pick up some bombs here. If I don't get them, so be it. I'm mostly concerned about just providing, you know, entertainment, but I would be more entertained if I got raw liver. We should get a bomb here one way or the other. Bombs or bomb equivalents. No, we got a Sun Tarot card. I'll tell you what. We'll probably end up taking the Sun with us and getting rid of the Fool, but it might vary, you know. I like the Fool as Azazel for the obvious implication of being able to use it to get into the... boss rush room, and then just stealing an item and leaving. You already knew that, though. The D10 is actually kind of bad. As much as I love having fun with Isaac, I really don't like re-rolling early game enemies into late game enemies until you have late game items. Sure, as Azazel, we could fuck around with it, maybe, you know, get away with it because we have higher damage, but I struggle to... That was terrible. I struggle to think of a good way to use this item. Because by the time you get to the chest, you're predominantly facing bosses, and by the time you're predominantly facing bosses, you know, you can't use the D10 at all. We do have 2 bombs. I'm going to use one here and get another Spirit Heart back. Before I choose what to do with that Sun card and what to do with this Fool card, I'm just going to make my way through here and hopefully be able to snag a deal with the devil, you know? Because I want to know what our Spirit Heart situation is going to look like, just in case... I feel like I'll probably end up using the Sun card to find the secret room. I'll keep the Fool card. And then, because we're a little bit low on bombs here, I'd rather just find the Fool card. I'm actually really happy to have gotten 2 range upgrades right off the bat. I'll be taking Guppy's Paw with me. I'm sorry, D10, and I'm sorry to the very few people who are apparently enormous fans of the D10. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Let's move along here. Guppy's Paw for free. Kind of sucks because no deal with the devil precedent, but also is still okay because we did get Guppy's Paw for free, so there is that. Let's pop our Sun card here. I probably would have looked there for the secret room, admittedly, but now we know. We'll save 1 bomb. Basically, we didn't get a Sun card, we got 1 extra bomb, which gave us 1 extra bomb in return. 8 cents, we could go to our shop, but with only 1 key, I don't love it. And I'm going to keep the Fool card, even though we are about to go to our curse room here. I'm going to keep our Fool card in order to give us that out when it comes to the boss rush room later. Love the boss rush room or hate it, as Azazel, that's part of the requisite strategy. You don't always need to go to the boss rush room, but you're almost always going to get to the boss rush room in time. If you can take an item for free and it doesn't cause you, you know, grave strategic consequences over the course of the run, why not take advantage of that? You can get some cool synergies, you know? You can pick up regular brimstone, maybe. I don't know if you can actually pick that up on the boss trap room. You know, other things, probably, that I can't think of right now. So we're going to get rid of Guppy's paw, even though it could be useful in the later parts of the game, in order to pick up Guppy's head, again for free. So the game is being very generous with the Guppy items right now. And our damage is so good that I expect that Guppy's head's damage is going to be incredible as well. Somewhat, I don't know if I'd say it's necessarily ironic, because every time you say it's ironic, people go, no, Northern Lion, that's not irony, that's just a coincidence. Alright, well, you know, how's that working out for you? You're right. Hey, you know, President Barack Obama, I found the person who has the most cogent definition of irony in the country, because you rewarded him with a, you know, Congressional Medal of Honor or something like that. What's that? You say, no, it's pedantic? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to waste your time, you know, trying to, you know, save the free world or whatever, balance the budget. I don't know what legislators do. Anyway, disregard that. What I was going to say is that we really don't need... If we never needed Guppy, it would be as Azazel. We already have the ability to fly, we already have stupid damage, but if we can get the ability to be Guppy for free, that would be awesome. I don't know if the Brimstone, the mini Brimstone, is a primary tier and thus has a good chance to spawn flies, but one way or the other, we'll potentially find out in the future. Anyway, Spider Baby. I used to really like this item because it had spider in the title, and I was like, oh, that's gonna spawn spiders, that's pretty good. But it is, strangely enough, Spider Baby... Oh, that was terrible. Spider Baby is infestation for spiders, yet Infestation 2 is the mulligan for spiders. If that makes sense. So Spider Baby is infestation for spiders. When you get hit, you will spawn a spider. It's not terrible. It's passive, at least. It's not very good, though. All things considered. If you have other options, Spider Baby is not going to bring down the house like a, you know, David Byrne joint or something like that. Anyway, Peep is going to be dead soon. I hate the hitbox on these eyes because they bounce a little bit, like they have a really thick outline or something. They bounce before I would expect them to bounce. I'll make your bububs bounce. I'll make your bubba. Okay, what do we have? 2 bombs or key pills. Full health. 48-hour energy. Okay, 48-hour energy, at least semi-useful. I will admit that, you know, I'm tempted to some extent to take Guppy's paw because we are going to have some red hearts starting from the next room, or the next floor, I should say. But it really just doesn't matter all that much. I'm not too worried about having the red heart because I'm pretty sure that we're going to be able to get rid of that red heart and thus save spirit hearts on a future deal with the devil anyway, so I don't think it's that momentous of an issue. And Guppy's head giving us... I mean, if we didn't have any other alternatives, we would take Guppy's paw. But because Guppy's head is available, and I think this is probably like an A tier, maybe a B plus tier spacebar item, we're going to roll with that instead. It can be S tier, you know, the ability to use it on every single room, but... you know, it depends on your damage. Our damage doesn't quite elevate it to S tier yet. It probably takes it pretty close, though. Anyway, we're at 7 minutes, done the first 3 floors. Taking our sweet-ass time to perfect the beat, and we still got love for the streets, is the A-Z-A-Z-E-L. Don't give me the Z bullshit, by the way, alright? It's Z. It's whatever you farkin' want it to be, alright? Don't concern yourself with the mistakes that other people make that don't harm anybody else. There we go. Habit. It's not necessarily the perfect item to go with Guppy's head, but I kind of like Nun's Habit. This bomb's a key, right? Yeah. I kind of like Nun's Habit on items that have a 1-room charge, because every time we get hit, we get to use it. Whereas, you know, it used to be like, oh, that's like an overcharge in vanilla. That's like a waste. I don't think that that is the case anymore, because Nun's Habit only gives you, you know, one bar. But if you've only got 1 bar... that's all you need. I do think that Nun's Habit is one of the items that probably got hurt the most by its nerfs on the way to Rebirth, though. But it made the game... Well, I don't know if I'd necessarily say it made the game more difficult, because that would imply that Rebirth is more difficult than vanilla, and I don't necessarily know if that's the truth. Oh, we have to go Tammy's head. Even though it shows up fairly often as Azazel, We have to take Tammy's head, just because if we didn't, the game wouldn't respect us. It's like, it's given us a golden gift here. You know, you've probably eaten your fair share of Big Macs in your life. If you get the opportunity to have a Big Mac, you're not going to say, oh, I've had that too often, you know, in my life. Can I have an Asiago cheddar flatbread instead? No, you're going to say, you know what? Sure, thank you for the Big Mac. You know, you're too kind to me, and that's why we're friends, and I love you, bro. Thanks for the Big Mac. Or broette, or, you know, you could just call them by their name instead of like a weird, you know, term of familiarity. Term of endearment, I guess I should say. That's okay. I almost bunged this one up. I did bung this one up miserably by not getting a charge on Tammy's head there. What an idiot. Anyway, I was saying some stuff. I forgot what it was. That's the norm. Now, if you could just be a little less audacious in your dickery, I would like that. You're a sneaky little dog. I don't know how much HP we have, but I think we can afford to come in here, especially if we're going to get an item that is going to give us more HP in the process. Well, not directly, but you know what I mean. 48-hour energy is kind of useless here. I don't know what I was thinking. I do like that, though. I like Tammy's head a lot. And we're not doing a speed run here, but certainly this is a pretty enormous pickup for us. I'm very glad that we chose to go into that room. Trickle Charge I don't think does anything for us, but now that I think about it, there's basically no reason not to pick it up. Maybe we'll be replacing Tammy's head in the future. I can't say that with any kind of certainty. I hope in the expansion they find a way... Oh my god, are you kidding me? Come on now. That's just getting a little too easy. I hope in the expansion they find a way to make it, if they think that it would work, to make it so you can have 2 spacebar items at the same time if you hold like a special item or a special trinket or something like that. It would be so good to have Tammy's head and Guppy's head simultaneously. You know, the flies would take care of 2 of the enemies, and we would just Tammy's head the other 2. Might be a little overpowered. Might be asking kind of a lot, considering, you know, we're already in such a good position. Probably didn't need to use Tammy's head to extinguish those fires now that I think about it, but hey. That at least makes one room a little tougher here. So we're up to 6 keys now. We don't need to go to our shop. I'll check for a secret room, because that is technically, you know, our #1 driving concern beyond entertainment is just getting raw liver. That's not gonna do it, but it gives us more bombs for the future, so I'll be excited about that, I guess. We're at 10:31. Actually, a surprisingly slow Azazel run, all things considering here, which is apparently my new phrase, which is why I tried to mix it up and then just ended up making it substantially worse, but that's alright. Much like New Coke, we will just pretend that never happened. Look at this scumbag dropping a New Coke reference. I'm pretty sure that shit happened before I was even alive. You wanna... I read a little bit about the story of New Coke. We did get a deal with the devil there. I'll tell you about it, because that's what I'm here for. I don't want that deal with the devil. We still don't have deal with the devil precedent, as far as I know. So, you know, Coca-Cola, since the early 20th century at the very least, a dominant brand in American drink consumption. Worldwide drink consumption, I should say. Oh, back up. Tell me what you're gonna do now. But then, in the 1980s, Pepsi started making some inroads. They had a landmark commercial with Michael Jackson that kind of marketed Pepsi as the drink of choice for the younger generation. Coke, all of a sudden, became your dad's drink. What are you drinking over there, Dad? Coke? Go figure, Grandpa. Thanks for fighting in World War II and, you know, saving the world, you asshole. Why can't you figure out what kind of beverage is hip and trendy now? Anyway, Coke said, whoa, we can't be having that shit. So they got some clandestine taste testers. They did some tastes and decided, you know, why do people like the Pepsi formula? It's a little bit sweeter. So many spacebar items out of golden chests here. It's a little bit... This is all true, by the way. It's a little bit sweeter. So they made a big deal. They came out with New Coke, which made Coke sweeter. And what they did is they did taste tests within Coke, and they asked people, you know, does New Coke taste better or worse? But it was a blind taste test. So they'd be like, does this taste better or worse? Most people said New Coke tastes better. Came out, people didn't like it, sales went down, and then they, you know, eventually decided that the experiment was a failure, and they reintroduced Coca-Cola Classic later. And some people have the, I don't know if I'd call it a conspiracy theory, but they're of the mind that Coke introduced New Coke to drive sales of old Coke when they reintroduced it. I don't know whether or not I believe that. But anyway, that's more of a conjecture as opposed to reality. But what's interesting is that it's hypothesized that the reason most people preferred new Coke to old Coke in the taste test is because they only gave them a small cup. And when you get a small cup, you don't really get the full flavor. You just kind of get, like, you get one sip. Basically, the question you end up asking is, would you rather have one sip of this or one sip of this? Most people would rather have one sip of something that is sweeter, apparently. But if you ask them, you know, if they would rather have a full, or if you gave them the choice between a full cup of it and a full cup of something that's not quite as sickly sweet as it, they'd take the thing that's not quite as sickly sweet. How interesting, right? I'm not someone who's a big fan of soda. Personally, I very rarely end up drinking it unless I'm getting like a fast food combo or something like that. But that's a really interesting story, and if you're like, that's lame, Grandpa, you have no respect for cool stuff, and I feel bad for you. But, you know, you're entitled to your own opinion as well. By the way, in case you didn't hate me enough for that long-winded story, you're gonna fucking loathe me because I am not using that 6 room to reroll everything. I'm loving this run too much. And you know what? It's my first run of the day. I've been using dice rooms religiously. I've fucking earned this Azazel run, okay? This isn't to protect the streak. This is because I'm having a good time on this run. Whatever. I'm having a good time on this run, and I don't want anything to stand in my way, okay? And if you don't like it, that's the way Dad did it. That's the way America does it, and it works out pretty well so far. I have a commitment to zaniness, but Tammy's Head Brimstone is already fairly zany in terms of its ridiculousness. Now, in the middle of that discussion, you know, we missed a lot of stuff. I picked up Squeezy, not a huge deal. Picked up Lump of Coal. I believe, you know, we went through this laborious process of figuring out whether that actually does anything for you if you have Brimstone, and it doesn't. So I'm assuming that with Mini Brimstone, it also does nothing for you. Well, financially, we're set here. Not financially, not doing so hot, but we still have 2 bombs, or I mean, we're doing amazing in all categories, but we didn't get raw liver is basically what I'm trying to say. This is a 1 run. The only question is whether or not we're going to be able to get the cheeky stuff that allows us to possibly get raw liver. By the way, I asked on Twitter, and I got a lot of reputable sources. People said you can use D4, a dice room, or D100 to reroll into an item you've never had. But the catch is that it has to be an item from the item room pool, so raw liver could never show up in that situation. So we can't just D4 ourselves into raw liver. We can... Stars, Hierophant. Just put those on the ground and get ready to reroll them. It doesn't work? Oh, maybe we rerolled all the items in the item rooms or something. It doesn't really matter. Anyway. It means we can't get raw liver that way. As Eden, you can get items you've never had before from any pool, as far as I know. So we could just restart as Eden over and over and over, but I don't really want to do that at all. Mom's Wig is basically, along with Sissy Longlegs, is just a better version of Spider Baby, so I'm happy to have it. Keep in mind, we do also have still a very good chance of becoming Guppy on this run. I don't really mind taking that damage. We have Holy Mantle, so we're not gonna... Not damage, but I don't really mind getting a Tears downgrade at this point. And with Holy Mantle, we're not gonna take damage on the way out. We're just gonna use this opportunity to go into our... You know what? Let's do Dark Room. We can afford to do Dark Room on this one. I don't think it makes it any less likely that we're gonna get raw liver. In terms of this... I mean, most of these are really bad, but the Mind is actually awesome if I'm planning on getting the raw liver, because this is going to allow me to find every single secret room easily. So if you were one of those people who's like, fuck, Northernline went to boss rush, check it out, dog. We're now able to get to all of our secret rooms super easily. As a result of me getting to boss rush, I feel somewhat vindicated in that. We're going to go to our shop. We're going to go to our second secret room. We don't have that much more going on this floor, and truth be told, we probably don't have that much more going on this entire run. I'd say our raw liver chances are pretty low. We took the negatives, so we're going down to the dark room, and we have a very low chance of getting raw liver, but whatever. It happens. I actually think Little Baggy is a bad thing. I think it's worse than it is good. We'll just buy out the consumables so we have a, you know, 100% chance, basically, of being able to get to all of our secret rooms. I don't think by... I think we don't want to take that. I don't think by going to the dark room, we've lowered our chances of getting raw liver. You know, we could still get a fortune teller card. We could still get, yeah, it is a Wheel of Fortune. Every time, man. We could still get a Wheel of Fortune card. We could still get all that good stuff. You know, a Yarrow rune or something like that. A Perthrow rune. To a Diamondes. Stars card is not really what we're looking for here. I don't really want a Wheel of Fortune card right now because it's a long way to hold it, but whatever. Yeah, I took it for variety's sake, right? I took the negative for variety's sake, and we'll see how that ends up working out, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. Let's move onwards and downwards. I'm pretty confident that we have basically no risk of death on this run, especially with the mind. We can tell exactly where we are supposed to go in order to get to our secret rooms and bum rush all the floors. Please be raw liver. I asked for it explicitly this time. I didn't get it, but I thought that asking for it explicitly would give me a pretty good chance. I was wrong. That's what I get for having a little bit of humility, but I've learned. Never do that. You tried your best and you failed. The lesson is never try. Check out our second secret room here. I don't even know what I want at this point. I was kind of hoping for a fortune teller, I guess, so I could play it and maybe get some, maybe get a better trinket. One that's more immediately useful for us, at least. Conquest. I feel bad for you, dog, but you are the first enemy that actually survived one full hit, so I don't feel that bad for you. I believe if you played this seed as Azazel, and you made the same decisions but faster than I did, you could probably treat this as, like, speedrun territory. I'm not saying you're gonna beat B-Rex's 3-minute time, or anything like that with Holy Mantle. Why even wait to go through the curse room? I'm not saying you're gonna beat B-Rex's 3-minute time, but, at the same time, I think you could probably end up beating the game in under 15 minutes, maybe under 10, if you played your cards right. Very, very disappointed with the way that this is going right now. Not just on this run, but on, like, all of our runs where we've been so vigilant. Vigilant? Now I'm thinking in amiibo terms. Vigilant. Jeez. Or diligent. You could use either. We've been so vigilant about looking for our secret rooms, and they just haven't come to fruition for us in the way that we would have liked. The runs have been great. I mean, since we've been looking for raw liver, I don't think we've lost a run. At the same time, you know, in a weird way, we've kind of lost all of the runs, haven't we? So we're going down to Shoal for once. No Curse of the Lost. Oh, we won't get any curses anyway because we have, yeah, we'll go this way. We won't get any curses anyway because we have Black Candle. I forgot about that. I know we could go to the curse room and have a good chance to become Guppy. I just don't care. So we actually do have a little bit of a possibility to get raw liver. It's an excruciatingly low possibility. But let me explain myself here. You can probably figure it out for yourself. But my thinking is, you know, we have a quarter in our secret room. That's an item pedestal. Via that item pedestal, we can reroll it and possibly have a chance to get raw liver. We need a Perthrow rune, though. And the odds of a Perthrow rune showing up are probably like 1 in 20. That's not outside of the realm of possibility, but it is extremely unlikely. You could drop a rune, I think, maybe. Suicide King. Very interesting. Without 9 lives, we can't make that, choice. We lost our Holy Mantle. Thank God we have Halo of Flies as well. It's very difficult to hit us, and then if you hit us, the privilege that you are rewarded with is a bunch of spiders getting spawned in your face. Luck up. I'll admit, okay, I'm in like a little bit of rush mode right now, so I'm going to deliberately work against that. We're going to come down here, and we're going to ignore that. I don't know why we want to keep the stars card, but we'll hold it, I guess. It's better than a bad pill. So we'll do all of these rooms over here. We'll even do the curse room, because it doesn't make any difference for us whether or not we do the curse room, because we have Holy Mantle, and, you know, Tammy's head is pretty much killing all of the enemies that we face as soon as we face them anyway. But in doing so, we'll give ourselves the best chance possible to get this Perthrow rune. I really, or just a D6, that can happen. It's just very rare. I don't think that it's going to happen. I don't harbor any illusions about the unlikelihood or the likelihood of this happening. That being said, if it could happen, I would be the happiest man in the world right now. To never have to worry about shit like raw liver ever again. I know the second secret room is there, but if there's one very minor thing I have to work on in Rebirth, it's definitely, well, there's many things, but one of them is secret room placement on big rooms where there's like no door on the other side for me to figure it out. In case you didn't notice, we did not become Guppy right there. Got a strength card, which is... I mean, it's a weird thing, okay? The strength card is very strange here. I know we should be blowing up skulls to try to get per throw runes, but I really don't want to do it unless there's more than one skull in an area. But anyway, if we use our strength card, we will get... Well, we'll get increased stats for one room. But when we leave the room, I'm pretty sure that we'll be out one Spirit Heart. In actuality, I think I have to take Suicide King with me, as stupid as it sounds, because if we get 9 lives, I can use Suicide King on the secret room and have a chance to pick up Raw Liver. Maybe not immediately on that, but on a reroll. So, I mean, again, it's an exceptionally unlikely concept, but I'm willing to get down with the weird shit right now for an increased chance of actually being able to complete Real Platinum God at some point in my, you know, natural lifespan. I keep getting these tweets. I can see them, like, filter in as I'm playing the episode because I've got a window open in the background. Some dude's like, I just got my 3rd Raw Liver in a row. God damn it. You know, different items seem to spawn at different rates for different people. A lot of people are like, you know, Northern Line, you get great luck. I never get Mom's Knife. Truth be told, I'd rather get Mom's Knife a lot than get Raw Liver a lot. So, I guess I'm not doing too badly in the whole scheme of things. I really should use Tammy's Head because we have Raw Liver sorry, I wish. We have Nun's Habit anyway. So, if we get hit, you know, we'll just pretty much instantly be able to finish this fight off. And if we don't, well, then we'll get Tammy's Head at the end of the room anyway. They're a little bit weirdly out of sync with one another right now. I don't know why they got so slow, but it's okay. The fight is over anyway. I don't think we have taken a single hit of damage on any floor since maybe the caves or catacombs. It's actually ridiculous. Well, we did not get the Guppy item that I desired. Without 9 lives, we can't make good use of the Suicide King card. Not that I expected that to be a, you know, a major play for us anyway. But, it was a shot in the dark. Let's put it that way. Something in my veins bloodier than blood, you know? Hoping for, like, maybe some chests. But, we have not gotten any chests. Probably don't need any more keys, so we'll roll with Pinky Eye. That's what I wanted, basically, is for them to get close enough for me to be able to Tammy's Head them both at the same time. This is, without a doubt, a 1-run. So that's going to push our streak to 11, which I think is the 2nd best streak we've ever had in Rebirth. That's nothing to sneeze at. But Raw Liver does not yet exist. I think it's worth it to just take one out. I bet there was probably like episode 4 or something like that. Raw Liver showed up in our secret room on the seed and I just didn't touch it. And now I'm eating shit for it. But it's gonna make it that much more special when we do get Real Platinum God, you know? At least that's what they tell you. Poison damage is, you know, barely a blip on the radar relative to the actual damage that we're doing, but... Oh, Holy Mantle's gone. We could actually get hit on this room. Oh, we did! Damn you, double adversary. Our perfect record. Recently, at least. Don't need that. And, you know, we might as well... If we blow this up, it should pay out with an item. It's Virgo. Which, again, a per throw rune could show up. But what are the odds? Fucking 0, basically. I'm over it. Let's put it that way. Jump into the middle, please. Thank you. I think I'm gonna fight the lamb, and then we'll do some more exploration. But, let's be honest. The odds of this working out for us are not great. Please, I almost want to take damage just so we can Tammy's Head one more time. We gotta get hit twice in order to take damage once, though. This would be a great lost run. Even though we did end up taking a little bit of damage, man. I think we only got hit like less than 3 times over the course of this entire run. That would be definitely conceivable to win a lost run with this. Especially because I seem to play sloppier as Azazel to begin with. Probably because you start with a much better chance of succeeding. So there's the lamb dead. pretty much guarantees us our win, but we're going to keep going to these rooms just on the very, 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 very off chance that we end up picking up... Oh, come on. I can't Tammy's Head this room. The very, very unlikely chance that we end up picking up a Perthro rune. I'd say our odds are pretty much nil. Oh, we got to do 3 long rooms. This one was not so bad. This one will be kind of annoying, but we only have to fight 1 dark one, which is not that bad. 1 dark one? It sounds like the name of an apartment building in the underworld. No Perthro rune there. How about this one? Could be annoying. I'd like you to... Yeah, that's it. It's like, it'll be fine if they just get close together. Made a terrible mistake there. Unfortunately, you can't hit the gate. You can't hit both gates at the same time. You know, with Holy Mantle, we might want to experiment with actually taking damage to spawn a couple of spiders on every single room if we're not going to take damage anyway. Might as well get the spiders, speed up the room a little bit. It's not like we're going to die. There's another Spirit Heart. 3 Fallens. Chase me. Yeah, that's the shit right there. Alright. Weirdly enough, because of the invincibility period that the Fallen has when it splits, it becomes a much more annoying boss fight than you'd probably normally anticipate. Which is why stuff like that becomes increasingly viable. This room would be a pain in the ass as the Lost. I guess all things considered, I probably am glad we're not playing as the Lost. Now you're gonna die. Oh, wow. Lucky you. That's just bad for all of you. If we end up dying on this run, I would not be happy. For what I feel are probably some obvious reasons. We still got a couple of rooms left. Let's be honest, though. This one's gonna probably end in the same kind of muted but positive way that you know, all of the recent episodes have basically ended. We win again, but we are lacking the one item that is apparently a prerequisite towards getting at least the smallest sliver of respect in the community. You know, you need real Platinum God to have an air of legitimacy. As if, you know, being able to get raw liver specifically says anything about someone's skill level. You might divine from that I disagree. This guy's had a little bit more HP than I thought. This is our last room coming up here. That could be... I don't know. Our only out here is if this is the D6, basically. Okay, that's so beautiful. I wish we had one room to actually test it on. Unfortunately, we don't. But our damage with this would be ridiculous. Not that it wasn't already. We could totally kill every single room that we encountered. Got like a weird little bowling pin set up there. And... yeah, that would have been great, I promise. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We're up to 11 wins in a row now, without really sacrificing absurdity, which is kind of nice. And in any case, Raw Liver, the quest for Raw Liver continues in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future, and I'll see you next time.